What is going on, all my wonderful people out there? It is your boy Dread0 here today, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Potemkin changes that he received in patch 1.24 in Guilty Gear Strive. We're going to go through each individual change that he received, and after we're going to give a verdict. Is Potemkin now good? Can he now do a lot better? And is he meta? So let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first change we're going to be talking about is Potemkin's far standing slash, and what they did in this patch is they expanded his frontal hitbox. So one of the biggest issues with this far standing slash, which is this move right here, is that it does go over crouchers and sometimes low profiling moves, not sometimes, a lot of times low profiling moves. And so expanding the frontal hitbox, I do believe that is a game changer for Potemkin. One of his biggest issues, and especially in a lot of matchups, is his neutral. It's like a lot of characters can not only outrange him, but their moves are faster and have better hitboxes onto them. Whereas like this move right here is, I don't think is bad, but I definitely don't think it's amazing. However, now that they have expanded the frontal hitbox on this move, let's see how far back we can get right here. So that's really good. So you want to be about this range right here if you want to use Potemkin's far standing slash, and actually that's even better. So I do think that this change was good. Did I think that's what he necessarily needed? I do think if they wanted to make this move really juiced, if they really wanted to make this move a lot better, what they should have done is expanded the lower hitbox so it can hit crouchers and like hit people that it does normally miss over when they do low profiling moves. However, I do understand why they did not do that, because part of the reason that Potemkin struggles in neutral is because he gets so much reward when he gets in. Like you get Car Pop Buster, or you get Car Garuda, or just Garuda in general, and so he has a strong 50-50 game with his command grab, and he also has other options, so your reward for getting in is so much stronger, and so that's why they're trying to balance it with his neutral being kind of strugglesome. The next move that got changes was Potemkin's far standing heavy slash, which is this move right here. And so what they did was also expanded the frontal hitbox on this move. I personally think this move was already good. I don't think it was bad. I do think the frame data on it is not great, but that's what a lot of Potemkin's moves. I believe this move is, I want to say 16 frame startup, which for Potemkin and the reward, and it's not like a huge reward. Like you can get Hammerfall after hitting a counter hit. But I do think that having this move be expanded frontal, it's now even bigger. It's now even more aggressive button, and now it's even better at like, you know, playing the neutral game. A lot of people will try to like jump, and this button actually like does catch someone coming down on their recovery. As you can see, actually the hitbox on it is really good now. Like wow, like that's like almost full screen. So overall this button is also really good. I think you can use it in different ways, and honestly I think it is now a better button than trying to hit people with your 6H, because it does go farther. And so I do believe 6H is still a decent button. It definitely has a lot of recovery, but overall I think you want to use 5H as your now button for neutral in the middle, because it has more usages, and it also it's just like a better button, and it recovers faster overall. So you kind of want to be using HS now. So the next move that got changed in the patch was Potemkin's sweep, and so it's this button right here. So this button is actually really good even before the patch. It had a lot of uses. It allowed you to get your pressure off, because sometimes when you're far and you got like this, because Potemkin's close slash goes pretty far, you would go into this and got your pressure off basically, right? Or you can Car Garuda instead of hammer falling. And so this button having reduced recovery, which means you can throw this button out a whole lot more. Like look how fast that is for Potemkin. It was a lot slower. Now people are going to have to think about running up, because you can throw out this button a little bit more, and what this does is get your game plan going. And because Garuda goes so far, and because you can Car Garuda, now people have to think about, if I run up to Potemkin and he hits me with the sweep, I'm going to have to deal with a lot of crap. So overall, this is a buff to Potemkin, and I do think it's a pretty good one, and it does make his neutral game that much stronger. So this next change is actually pretty juice. So what they did was they changed the properties of Heat Knuckle on block. So now this move now draws the opponent in closer after hitting this move on block. So if you guys didn't know, Potemkin's Heat Knuckle on block is not a command grab, it's actually a guard crush. Now, it would put them in a 50-50 situation, whether you would go for command grab or maybe like go for sweep or something like that. Unfortunately, because this move did not bring someone in closer, the advantage was kind of like not real. So you cannot go into command grab, sorry, you cannot go into Heat Knuckle guard crush and then immediately get a pot buster. That just wasn't real. And honestly, the RPS on it, he had to guess on his own pressure a whole lot. So what this does is now reduce the amount of RPS that is out of Potemkin's favor and is now more in his favor. So I'm gonna set Biken to jump here. Okay, and so now when Biken jumps, she's now brought in closer. And so I've set her to jab because I'm going to show you guys something that I think is really strong after he received this buff. So now if a person mashes after blocking this, it's immediately a pot buster into your set play. So now people are going to have to think about mashing because it's a free pot buster. It's literally a free pot buster. It's free damage. You cannot burst pot buster. So that is really, really strong. And there's also more to this that I'm going to show you right now. I have set Biken to backdash after blocking Heat Knuckle in the air. And so let me show you what will now happen if someone tried to backdash on Pot's Heat Knuckle guard crush. They now get hit. It's really crazy. And also, I also believe that if someone were to mash, just like you can get Pop Buster, you can also get a full combo now. You see that? Like it's ridiculous, and you're gonna get counter hit for a lot of freaking damage. Especially if Pot has meter, like you're going to heaven or something. Like look at this, dude, this is so juiced. Like you're gonna take a lot of damage. This move is actually ridiculous, and I think where it's going to be the strongest is actually in the corner. So let me show you that. So a lot of people, they like to jump after taking the first Garuda, or even try to guess on whether or not you're going to do Garuda and jump, and usually it works. Now they have something else to worry about because Heat Knuckle now brings you in closer. It's going to be ridiculous. Like, it's so much that you can do, and I do believe that this makes Pot so much stronger. If not, I think this is the best buff that Pot received, and if anything pushes Pot up the tier list, if anything makes him more viable in tournament, it is going to be this change that he received, because it's just crazy. It's literally just crazy, man. And I encourage you Pot mains to use that. And unfortunately for people who already did not like the 50-50 game that Pot had when they were facing them, you guys are definitely in some trouble, dude, for sure. So this next change involves Potemkin's Hammerfall, and so basically what they did was they reduced the startup frames of his armor from frame 9 to frame 5. So I don't think that's absolutely amazing. However, it is a lot stronger than it used to be, and it will allow you to get out of some pressure if there is enough gap in there. So I have set Nagoriyuki to do a string that normally it was a little bit harder for Hammerfall to be able to go through, but now with the buff to Hammerfall, let's see if we can actually get through one of his strings. So you see there that now, because the armor starts up a lot faster, there is a split second where Potemkin can now challenge back Fukio into far slash from Nagoriyuki, which was a notorious challenge for Potemkin to deal with in this matchup. So overall, I don't think that this move is crazy, but it is a buff nonetheless, and it will help you with Potemkin's defense, which is not really that great in this game, because Potemkin, one, cannot challenge with a lot of buttons because his frame data is not that great, and there's not a lot of moves that he can react with fast besides like 5P. So and that goes over crouchers. So now he has some chance to fight back, and with the buffs to the overall risk gauge going down and different things like that, and him being tankier than all the cast, it is now going to be a lot better for Potemkin to deal with a lot of things. The last change for Potemkin I'm going to be talking about is F.D.B, which is Flick, and basically what they did was reduce the attack startup. That is huge. Everyone who plays Potemkin knows that when you would do like a block string into shoulder charge and then go into flick right after, you would either clash with someone where you would lose, or the move you would just straight up get hit into a full counter hit combo. So now with the attack startup being a lot faster, it will be harder for people to match, and in fact you might counter hit them instead. So I'm going to show you an example of this. Not that example. So now Nagoriyuki just got counter hit for that, for trying to mash on that string, which I think is really huge. Also, it's going to be easier for Potemkin to react to a lot of fast projectiles, such as like Kai's, like air fireball. Is going to be easier for him to react to Testament and a lot of other, and one of the biggest ones is Nagoriyuki clone, and you can flick that, and so it is going to be so much easier to just be like, oops, okay, he's cloning, okay, boom, now I can punish him for trying to do clones. So I do think this matchup specifically is better for Potemkin, and where I thought it was pretty bad, I don't know exactly how much better it is for him, but overall it is better. Overall, I do believe Potemkin is a stronger character, having more options in neutral because his hitbox on his slash and heavy slash are now expanded. Him being able to have faster armor activation on Hammerfall busts his defense, and now his offense is going to be even crazier with Heat Knuckle. I do think Heat Knuckle is the biggest change to Potemkin, and it could be the one that really shifts him from such a low tier to like maybe even mid tier or to high tier. I will say that for a low tier, Potemkin is really strong. I will say that, like, he has a hard time with a lot of characters in this game. However, I do think for what he is, he gets a lot of reward on his game plan. It's not that his game plan was weak, it's that he couldn't really get to his game plan. So once his game plan got started, it was pretty much over for a lot of people. And now with the Kara Heat Knuckle, sorry, not Kara, I keep saying Kara Heat Knuckle because I'm so used to Karing every one of Potemkin's moves, but now with the Heat Knuckle change on Guard Crush bringing them in, it's going to be really, really, really hard for people to mash on him. Like, that move is so juiced, bro. Like, I don't think that we can honestly say that Potemkin is worse because he did get that move. So overall, I do think Potemkin is better. I think he can stand a chance, especially online. However, in tournament, we are going to have to see that. We're going to have to see some strong people, because it does take a lot of work to make Pod decent in a lot of different matchups, and so that can be pretty stressful, especially in a tournament setting. But overall, my verdict is that Potemkin is a better character. So if you play Potemkin, you should be really happy with these buffs, and if you're going against Potemkin, you definitely should be a little bit scared at least. So with that being said, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you stayed to this point in the video, I imagine you like fighting games just as much as I do. Consider liking the video, as it does help share it and help grow this channel. Consider subscribing and turn on that bell so you don't miss any of the content that I bring you. And then you can also follow me on Twitter at Dread01 if you want to reach out to me, tweet out to me, inbox me, or whatever. I'm pretty small, so I can reply to everyone that does come my way. So consider giving me a follow. I appreciate you guys for watching. And with that being said, your boy be out. Peace.